Hi, I'm Erica from Oh Shiny Scrapbooking. Welcome to episode 6 of Project Life Party. Hi guys. So this week I don't have that many photos and they're sort of ready to go, but not too many this week. And I've got this currently one from the basic grade capture waterfall packs. That's what those letter stickers have been from. The 6x6 pad, I'm going to use this wood grain, a Studio Calico Take Note 6x6 pad. I'm going to be using some of these mint coloured papers from this craft 6x6 wood and mints paper pack that I got from the reject shop. A few Project Life cards from the childhood edition Wellington. Just a few there that I've chosen. And a couple here from, this one from the Polka Dot Party Dear Lizzie kit. And a couple of cut files. I'm not sure where that one came from. That one there, the live came from the Silhouette Studio. And I'm going to be using the Crepe Paper Maggie Home 6x6 flea market papers. And the Studio Calico January kit as well. And I just made a few little embellishments as well that I like to use. In the bowl this week we've got some Charms Creations hearts and flag, and some flair, some other cut files, little camera, a few others there, some leaves, trees, feather, and a little fox as well. Some of these I don't use, some I do, and just a few other little bits and pieces in the bowl there. Okay, just going to lay out the photos and the cards that I've got ready. I'm just going to cut down this paper just down to 6x4 sizes that I need. Just wanted to have that wood grain behind the cut files there. I'm looking at using that little fox piece on that piece, but I'm not entirely sure whether that's where it'll stay. A few other pieces, so just putting them out just to see whether that's where I want them. Things I know I would like to use, but it'll just depend on whether it works or not. Okay, so I'll set that aside now and we'll get started on the layouts. So I want to use this Heavenly Heart from Charms Creation on my title card. I'm just grabbing some other cardstock from that the Maggie Holmes Flea Market collection there. I'm just tearing out these pages. And I'm also looking, I decided to peel out those little top pieces and use some of those, because I don't see the point in wasting them. They're perfectly good paper. So I'm just pulling out a few that I really liked and a few other papers that I liked as well. Just putting them aside. Just cutting down some paper here now just to add some layers to this one. I just want to add a little bit of distress ink. I use Vintage Photo distress ink on that, just to add a little bit of aged look to the edge. One edge already had an aged look, so I just wanted to make it all fit in. Just finishes that piece off a little bit better. Just looking through those stickers from Basic Grey collection, and I realised that none of them actually have numbers on them, so I look at using that little gold 6 as well, but in the end I don't use it. Decided to cut that little piece into a little flag shape, a banner shape. And I do the same with those little pieces that I pulled out of that book 6x6 paper pad before. They're really great for turning into little flags, those pieces. Don't like to waste anything. So I'm just layering it up now. Just trimming off any excess there. Put a little heart on there. And also got this Mega Homes flea market sticker set too that I'm just using some of the stickers from. Just adding a little bit of ink to those pieces as well, just so that it all ties in. Just moving them across a little bit too. I'm just looking at adding those leaves behind that heart. I just decided they need to be perhaps a little bit coloured. White just stood out a little bit too much, so I just add a little bit of that ink to them as well, just to give them a bit of an aged look. Sticking that heart on. I'm just trying to work out where I want these leaves to sit. Side up the top. Just adding some glue dots on the back of them just to stick them in place. So I've got the creative stamp set, just to stamp out my week 6, and this time I decided to use the Distress ink in the vintage photo instead of the black ink that I have been using. Just felt it worked a little bit better. Just wanted to test it there just to see what it looked like on that paper. And it looked alright, so I decided to go with it. I think I'm getting a bit better at my stamping now as the weeks go by, but I did have a pretty good line to work with on that one. So that's that one. I'll just set that aside and just add the journaling on that card. I'm going to add the journaling on that one, but I made a mistake, so I decided to show you how I go about covering it up. So I just added a little piece of that flag shape again. And this wood veneer, that is a Craft wood veneer. And it's a little chipboard heart from the Studio Calico kit. I'm just stamping top 5. Just add that little heart there. So that's one of the pre-stamped pieces I had there that was a flag shape. I'm just cutting a couple more flag shapes as well. I'm just cutting that one down a little bit thinner. The little hearts, I wanted them to be a bit more centered. So I just cut it down a little bit. Just making them into flag shapes. Just layer it up. Just trying to see how it would layer out the best. Took me a little while to decide, so I cut the video there just because I wasn't quite happy with what I was doing. And add this little feather on. And just aged it up a little bit with that ink. And add this little heart as well. I've been getting back into drawing a little bit lately, so I wanted to include a photo that I'd done, I'd taken of my drawing. Just adding another piece of that banner and that. I just found this sticker as well that I thought I might use, but it just didn't work. I'm just having a look at what else I could use, and I find this little sticker, label sticker, I thought it looked kind of cute. So I just add a little bit of journaling onto that. And just one of those typo arrows, wood veneer arrows. add to that as well. And I put a little staple that with my tiny attacher as well. Actually stapled right through. I was very surprised. Just adding a couple of staples to some other pieces there as well while I had the tiny attacher out. So just add that other little heart piece to this one. And add that flare badge and a little label sticker. What I actually do after is I actually put the flare badges on the outside of my pockets. I found that they were a little bit too tight in the pockets, so I end up putting them on the outside. Just neatening up this cut file that I cut. It just had a couple of little bit daggy bits on it, so I just cut them off. Just trying to decide what else to put on this card. Okay, I made my decision, and I decided to go with some of those little chipboard words out of the Studio Calico kit to make up a bit of a sentence, and then I add some stickers to make up the final word as well. So I'm just gluing this on with the glossy accents. Just making sure there's no glue seeping out so as I push it down. And just trimming up the edges there so it fits the shape of that cut file. Just adding these stickers here. Just the word love. So this whole sentence is, live the life you love. Just attaching those little chipboard pieces with the glossy accents as well. I just oozed a little bit, so I'm just cleaning it up. Add one of those chipboard stickers. So I'm just trying to see what I can do with this piece. It's actually going to be in my top 5 computer games list, just as a bit of a page filler. So why not include some fun facts and things? So these are my favourite games. So I grabbed this card from the Project Life kit. I think it was the Polka Dot Party as well. I'm not sure. I'll just trim it down to fit on the page. So I'll stamp out that top 5 with that stamp. That top 5 stamp is actually from the Studio Calico kit as well for January. So it worked quite well. So now I'm just spelling out games with those little stickers. Just grab my pen and fill that in. Now I decided it needs something on there, so I grabbed this little banner, flag banner stamp. I'll just stamp it out in archival ink. And that's from a creative stamp pack. That being the first ever time I've stamped it, it didn't stamp very well, so I re-inked it and stamped it again, which turned out heaps better. Just trim this out of this card. This is my American Crafts trimmer. I just want to add some colour to it, so I just grabbed these Lindy Stamp Gang colours. That's Saltwater Taffy, Mad Hatter Mint, and Cape Cod Coral. So I'm just trying the Saltwater Taffy first. I'm just going to paint them on, but the Saltwater Taffy was just too light, and you just couldn't tell it was anything on there. So that's why I used the one that didn't turn out that good to test the colours first before I went ahead with it. I like the green though. Yeah, I thought that turned out quite well. And that Cape Cod Coral looked really good too. So I just added a little bit of that to each of those flags, and then a little bit of the mint colour. Just roughly painted on because I'm going to cut them out anyway. So just hit them with the heat gun just to give it a quick dry. These ones actually have a nice shimmer to them. I thought it looked really nice. I'm just cutting them out now. There they are, all cut out. I just want to add a little bit across the top there. Just using the glue dots and pop them on. Didn't go on very well the first time, so I just take it off and try again. And just trim off those excess flags there. Just popping up the back of Steve's head there. We'll move on to this card. And this is just going to be a filler card, no information or anything on it, just making a pretty little card because I can. Adding the glue on the back of the cut file. Just trimming it up. A little mason jar I stamped earlier. Just trying to see what else would work on this page as well. So I'd add that little heart in that inside that other heart. So after a bit of playing around, I decided what I wanted to put on there. I decided to do that off camera because it was just taking too long. And so I'm just building it up now for you. Add the rest of those flags that I had on that other piece. Just attaching the mason jar. A little ampersand. Just using some foam tape on this banner. Just sticking it down there. Just adding the wood veneer heart to it as well. Now I know I want to use that camera die cut on this page. Decided to put a bit of that wood grain paper behind it. Just cut that out, stick it together. It looks kind of cute actually, that little camera. Just tape it on. And same again with that flare, I end up sticking that to the outside of the pocket page as well in the end. It's because it was just a little bit too thick and for the actual to go in the pocket. So I'm just using those little letter stickers again just to spell out Crazy Cam. My daughter loves playing around with some of the apps on my iPad. I always find funny little photos in there. tidying up a bit there, I think. Have a look at that one and I decide I'll come back to it, so I'll move on to a different one. I'll just trim up this little photo technically, but it's a screen capture of some Facebook post. So. Just adding some bit of layering in behind it with some of that pattern paper. Not too sure what I'm doing here. Trying to decide on something. Okay. So I've got this other little thing from the Australia Breastfeeding Association. So that's what the post was about. So I wanted to use that as well. I'm just trying to work out a bit of a layout for this card. It just wasn't coming together overly well, this one. I just decided to cut out that that sticker just so I can move it around a bit instead of actually taking it off the sticky back. Decided to trim up another piece of this paper, just a bigger piece. Let's have another go at layering up some bits and pieces, seeing what will work. I decided to use that one and make it into a little flag, a banner. Just to carry on that banner theme that I've got going through this layout. So now I just start putting it all together, now that I'm happy with it. And that little banner there is another Charms Creation one. Really lovely. Love all her embellishments that she has out. They just work so well with Project Life. I think I've used them nearly every week. So adding a little bit of journaling on there just to explain what this post is all about. Let's fill in some of this journaling on these two cards that I've got. I just look at adding these little chipboard heart on there, but after moving it about a bit, I decided that it just doesn't quite work. The colour, the pink just didn't quite work with the orange. Not directly on it anyway. Just adding this flag. I look at using that wood veneer as well, but it just doesn't quite work. So I try these flags with the wood veneer, but I'm not quite happy, so I just cut that flag down a bit more, make it a little bit skinnier, and just add that heart flag on top, and just use my Tim Holtz tiny attacher just to attach it to the page. Just add a little blue dot behind it just to stick it down. So just zoom out to bring these pages in. Still moving things around, still trying to see whether I want to add anything else. Still need to put my stamp on there and some other titles on this one. So I just want to add the title coffee on it. I'm just trimming up the edges just to make it the right width. Let's add this little star as well, just to add something to it. So now I'll just switch it out for the title card, and I realised I still hadn't put the date on it, so grab my Dear Lizzie stamp and just add the date and archival link. I think I've finally got the hang of this roller date stamp. Can finally make it work nearly every time now. I think that's all I add to that one. Just zoom out so I can have a look at the whole thing. And so that's it for me this week. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.